Welcome back to my channel. My name is Marley. You're watching Marley's Inspiration. I hope you're having a great day. As for me, I have a lot to tell you. So, I'm going to go ahead and rewind a little bit because I want you to completely understand exactly what happened. And when I decide to film a video, the neighbor decides to do their yard. I hope you can still hear me. If not, I'll go and get my microphone and plug it in. So basically, this is what happened. I went to the doctor Wednesday, and you know this. I went to the doctor, he did some tests. I almost passed out at the doctor's office. They had me lay back and do some rest and just relax. So basically, I did that. I did everything that the doctor wanted me to do, and I came home. And my husband was curious. He was like, why didn't your doctor put you in the hospital to do a blood transfusion? And it confused me too, but then I realized they go by hemoglobin levels. Okay, so the next day, keep in mind I'm still sick, but the next day, which is Thursday, I get a phone call from the doctor and they tell me that my lupus test was negative. There's more about that. I'll fill you in. They tell me my lupus test is negative and that my doctor wanted me to get something called Mircera, which is like an iron supplement. And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, well, that's all I have to do. I had y'all praying. I had lots of people praying on my Facebook, on my Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of it. All of you were praying for me. My husband called and he said that since I'm not feeling well, that he wants to go and pick up supper. I said, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can pick up supper because I really don't feel good. Because whenever, for the past few months, we've just been getting stuff that I just put in the oven and cook, or put it in the crock pot and let cook so I don't have to stand over a hot stove, because I was that weak. I could not stand up longer than a single minute without my heart basically feeling like it was going to go through my chest. So he went and he picked up supper. And he got home, I'd say, between 4:40 and 5 o'clock Thursday night. He came in, we ate, and I told him I needed to use the bathroom, then I was going to take a bath. And he said, okay. And he was in the living room, okay? The living room is right here. The bathroom is right there, like within walking distance, right there. So I went in the bathroom, and as soon as I used the bathroom, I did not feel right. I got completely dizzy, dizzier than normal, sick to my stomach, feeling like I was gonna throw up. Well, I ran in the bath, turned the water on, and as soon as I sat down in the tub, and there was only that much water, and the water was still running, so I reached up and I turned it off because I started feeling sicker, like it was getting bad. As I was sitting in the tub once I turned the water off. I lost my hearing, could not hear a single thing, and I was disoriented, did not know where I was. And something told me, you better get out of this tub or you're gonna drown. I didn't have the strength to yell for my husband in that moment, y'all. Like, I just didn't. So I said a prayer, God, please help me get out of this tub. Except I didn't say it with my mouth. The Holy Spirit within me was praying. So I got out of the tub and wrapped myself with a towel, and I went in the bedroom slowly. My husband did not know anything was going on at this point. So as soon as I got in the bedroom, I yelled, "Babe." And he said, "Yes, are you okay?" And I said, "Babe." And he started getting worried, and then I said, "Help." That was the very word that he jumped up and he come running in the bedroom. He said whenever he come in the bedroom that my face was completely white. You couldn't even see the red. My face was completely white. My lips were purple. He said my lips were purple. And I was going in and out of consciousness. And he said, "Babe, I'm going to take you to the ER." And I said, "No, I'm not going to make it to the ER. Call 911. He knew something serious was up, because I never, ever, ever tell him to call 911 unless it's an absolute emergency. So he called 911 and he told them what was going on. And within a few minutes, the fire department was in front of my house, and they came in and they checked me. They asked me everything that was going on, and to the best of my strength, I was telling them what happened. Then the ambulance pulled up and they said they needed to take me to the hospital. So they picked me up and put me in the stretcher. They took me to the hospital. As soon as I got to the hospital, they had a room waiting for me and everything. So it must have been pretty serious. So whenever I got in there, the nurses come running in, and she was trying to find out what was going on. They started hooking me up to a heart monitor, like right then. They hooked me up to a heart monitor. They put me on a blood pressure cuff. They put me on, they put an IV in me. They went ahead and took more blood, and within, I'd say 15-20 minutes, my husband was there like right after I got there. Like he was there within 10 minutes after I got to the hospital. And he was sitting there, and when they come in, and they were telling me basically what was happening. Okay, so you know, back in November I had an issue where I was, let me turn this light on just a second. Okay, that's better. So basically, you know about November when I was having a lot of problems. Like I was losing blood and it was crazy. And the doctor did not try to do a blood transfusion because they said that my normal levels was 12 for hemoglobin. I was at a 9. If I went lower than a 9, then they would consider a blood transfusion. But at that time, I did not need one. So keep in mind that from October, November time frame till now, I have been where I did not have any energy. I was barely filming YouTube videos. I was barely able to clean my house. My poor husband, God bless him, he has been the one that has took up the household. He has been the one that has been cleaning the house. He's been taking care of me. And the whole time, we've been like, something is seriously wrong. Something is seriously wrong. I talked to my doctor. They said, so I was like, okay, well, it must not be that serious because the doctor really doesn't seem concerned about it. Well, fast forward to late April, early May, and the same issue I had in October, I had in late April, early May. Once again, lost a lot of blood. And the energy issue got worse. It got to where I could not stand up without feeling like I was going to pass out. My husband would have to help me to be able to walk across the floor. When I went to the doctor Wednesday, my husband had to help me. Okay. Well, now that you've got the backstory of that, they come in and they told me when I came a month ago, my hemoglobin was at a 9, okay? Between last month and this month, my hemoglobin had dropped to a 6. It was at a 6. And you have to have a blood transfusion at a 6. So they came in and they told me my hemoglobin was at a 6. They needed to admit me immediately, start an emergency blood transfusion, do 2 units of blood. They did antibiotics, they did fluids. And my poor husband, he was so worried. He started getting on the phone, getting in touch with all of our family, made a Facebook post. With all my strength, I let y'all know. I tried to keep you updated with everything in my community tab, and if you don't have your notifications on, then you miss those community tab posts. I don't know why YouTube connects that, but they do. Anyways, so I ended up being admitted Thursday nights around, I think it was 11:30 when they got me to my room. And they started me on all kinds of medication. And I was in the hospital from Thursday afternoon around 6:30 until yesterday afternoon at around 2:30. I wasn't able to do a video yesterday because as soon as I got home, I was so tired that I just fell asleep. And that's to be expected because my body, the doctor said my body is trying to get used to basically doing stuff again. The strength in my legs, I'm having to work that back up. There was a few surprises that I'm about to tell you about. Okay, so the lupus test with my doctor was negative. However, the ER doctor definitely confirmed this is lupus. So I do have lupus. I had a false negative lupus test. And those are very common. So if you assume that you have lupus and you have this on your face, make sure you get a second opinion. Because my lupus test from Wednesday was negative, and then come to find out Thursday it was a false negative, which those happen all the time when it comes to lupus tests. I have a friend who also has a channel, and when I told her that, it was negative, she said you can also have a false negative, and that's exactly what happened. I have lupus. that has been diagnosed. That's what this is. This is lupus. And so many of you reached out to me and told me, I still think you have lupus, and you were right. You were right. I'm believing in the power of healing. I'm believing that God is going to heal me. And also, I have rheumatoid arthritis. I have anemia. And I have to go to a stomach doctor because they think I have ulcers. So all these things combined, the doctor was explaining to me. The rheumatoid arthritis, the lupus, together is what caused the anemia to get so bad. On top of all the bleeding that I was having from October and this last month. So basically, with all that combined, my iron dropped really low, which is what caused the iron deficiency anemia. I'm on a road to recovery though, because they gave me 2 units of blood, put me on antibiotics, and gave me fluids. I'm a lot stronger than I was, but I'm also told don't overdo it, that I still need to rest, let my body get back to where I can actually do stuff. But I promised y'all that I would let you know everything that happened. So, long story short, I truly believe that God intervened Thursday, because my blood was so low that I would have went out of consciousness. I would have lost complete consciousness. And my husband and I both agree that God is the one. That God is the one who kept me conscious. When I was going out of consciousness and I lost hearing and I was disoriented and I didn't know where I was, I could have easily lost consciousness right there. But God held me. And I knew that if I stayed in that tub, I was going to drown. So here I am before you, letting you know that once again, God took care of me. And He is taking care of me. He is with me. And He orchestrated everything about Thursday. Because if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't be here. And me and my husband both realized that. I just want to say thank you so much for your prayers, your love, and your support. It means the world to me, and it means the world to my husband. You are family to me. I've always said this, you are family. And of course, I have to let my family know what was going on with me. So, give me a couple days. Let me recuperate from everything that happened. Unless God puts on my heart that there's something I really need to talk about, I'm going to rest for 2 days. And I will be back on Wednesday. Or I'll be back Thursday. So, thank you for your love, your prayers, your support, your kindness. Thank you so much. You are my family, and I love you so much. And please keep the prayers coming. Now you are filled in on everything that has happened and the huge miracle that God performed on Thursday. Oh, and before, because I know somebody's going to ask, in the state of Mississippi, you're not allowed to give blood if you've been vaccinated. So, no, I do not have vaccinated blood. That is something that my husband made sure of. I do not have vaccinated blood in me. So that is a blessing to know that I'm not vaccinated. I do not have vaccinated blood in me. But I love you all. I hope you have a blessed day. And I will see you on Thursday. And feel free to message me on Instagram or TikTok or even email me. I'll see you soon.